Hey folks, Dave Ashenbrenner back again with more questions and answers. Today we are going to set up the steering on the AR3 and I'll show you some neat little tricks. So we'll see you out in the shop. Well, here we are up in the shop, my favorite place, and we're going to explain how to adjust and square up the steering on the AR3 when you set it up. Once you set it up, it's going to be that way for good. So we're going to go over that real quick with you. Okay. So what I've got here is just a regular drywall square. You can pick them up at the home improvement stores, and I use this for a number of things, but it's a good all-around square for this. You could use a square part of a wall or anything else that you know is square with the floor. That's very important. So I used a couple Irwin clamps, these plastic clamps, and I was careful not to squeeze the tire. The tire's pumped up to 60, 70 pounds, and so I just got this nice and firm so it doesn't, the bike is stable. So we're going to take another square, a regular carpenter square, and we're just going to check the front wheels. And we're going to check the squareness of the wheels to the floor. Now I happen to know this spot in my shop is not square. Where I set this up is a very flat and square shop. There's just something else occupying that spot right now. So this is real close, within about 1/8 of an inch here, which in all cases is actually satisfactory anyway, but I like to make everything really perfectly square. So then you come around to the other side. We're just going to examine if the wheels are out of square or not. This basically the same way. This one's about 1/8 of an inch out right now. And to adjust these square straight up, there's a jam nut on the tie rod end. One side is left-handed thread, one side is right-handed thread. When you loosen these jam nuts up by turning the tie rod, there's 2 flats on each end, so you can put a wrench on each end and use the wrench if you wish, or that flat is actually there so that when you're tightening the jam nut, that it backs up the tie rod. So you would adjust, by turning this, you would adjust the bottom in or out to get that square on here. Now it's important when you tighten the jam nuts back up again that this is vertically oriented and this is horizontally oriented onto this surface over here. And I'm going to give you a little bit better shot of that because the chain is in the way on this side. Okay, and this is a shot of that from the other side. You can see where this tie rod end is pointing flat this way against this surface, and of course this surface is vertical, so we have it oriented this way. While I'm here discussing this, there's a number of, here's the bonus part of this, there's a number of anchor points that you can anchor the tie rod into. There's actually 3 of them here. There's 5 holes, but the first 2 are reserved for a belly pan for the fairing. But these 3 holes will change the amount of frame lean to the amount of wheel tilt on here as you're cornering. This is adjusted in the center hole of the 3, which I found to be a really good overall spot. You can experiment if you wish. And there's 5 holes in the front. It's at the very top hole in the front of the steering box up here. So that gives you a little bit of latitude to adjust the steering and how you want it to handle on here. So once again, I think the sweet spot is the center of these 3 holes here and the top of this hole. But it gives you a choice. It gives you a little bit of latitude. So I hope that helps. I hope that explains to everybody how to set this up. And if you have any questions, you know what to do. We'll talk to you soon.